So as I say, there is a vet in Kruger, and especially for injuries to animals that are caused by humans. That's when they do interfere, because obviously it's not natural. But anything that's happened naturally, they're very unwilling to interfere, because as I say, at the end of the day, it is the wild. Depending on what's happening with the species as well. So if it's a very rare animal, then they may look into trying to help it, because it's important to try and preserve these animals. But as I say, it's a very difficult line to draw. And as I was trying to say the other night when we were watching Karula take the impala up into the tree, obviously that animal is being hunted, that animal has died, so why don't you help that animal to survive? What's the difference from an impala to something else? Obviously the difference being they have to hunt to eat. But that's where it gets very, very hazy. Where do you help the animals? Where does it come in? And as I say, if they are strong enough to survive maybe a broken leg, maybe there's an animal that you're viewing and it has a bit of an injury, nothing too severe, but if you try and help it, you put it under a lot of stress by darting it in the first place, and that puts a lot of stress on the animal, so that animal's more likely to die than if you just leave it and let it cope with the injury. But also there may be an animal with an injury 10 times worse that you're not seeing, and that animal may be able to cope with it and survive and actually pass on its genes, so its offspring are going to be a lot more likely to survive. As I said, it's a very, very fine line, and as I'll keep saying, this debate will go on forever. But as I say, this is the wild, and we basically try not to interfere as much as we can. We let them do their own thing. Okay, I've got a question coming through. I'm not too sure what it was that they saw. There was something that they didn't like. So I was just watching what it was they were doing. Now they've been disturbed, I think they're going to go and see if they can get to a sheltered spot. I don't know, have you got the nail in? If you guys can see, is actually just doing the phlegm and grimace. I don't know if you saw the female. We've got a female actually scratching the tree there as well, but the female just urinated there by the looks of it, and he's testing her urine, and he's just doing the phlegm and grimace, which just exposes the cells in his mouth to test if she's cycling and ready to mate. And that's the normal stance for a male, testing to see if she is ready to mate. Hence why when males start to do this, they'll start to be pushed out by their pride. So Dave, you're just wanting to find out about the diseases with regards to what's happening with them. Obviously TB being one of the most prevalent diseases, and I know there has been a lot of research done. Unfortunately, it was introduced into Kruger, especially from humans, basically, from the cattle, and unfortunately, it has affected the animals. It actually got passed on to the buffalo, and then from the bovine TB, from the lions eating, they've picked it up, and unfortunately, it is affecting the lions. And unfortunately, you do find lions even down in this region who have been affected. That's one I think they will interfere